Hello, my name is Jennifer. This is my mediated presentation about the information organizations that I visited. I shadowed an information media specialist and a rural public librarian. I went to General Beadle Elementary first. There are over 500 students in this school. It is one of 15 elementary schools in the district, and she sees each class for 1 hour per week. The kindergartners and first graders are there for two 30-minute sessions. They start with the typing, and then they might get to choose a game on the website, and then they get to use Destiny Quest, which is the school's OPAC system. And the kids get really excited about Destiny Quest because they're able to see what kind of books the library has before they actually get into the library. And every class that I saw asked about Destiny Quest and wanted to play it. When I say that they are in the Media Center and library for 1 hour per week, I just want to note that that's only 36 hours per school year, so that's not a lot of time. The teachers use a smart board in the information media classroom. They use LAN School, and this is software that allows the teacher to monitor, update, or hide all of the classroom computer screens. You can see that all the screens have the RCAS, which is just Rapid City Area Schools logo on the background. And Mrs. Vetter is the teacher I shadowed, and she's able to click one button and change that so that for the kindergartners, the game website on the smartboard comes up. She usually starts the classes for the kindergartners and first graders with them sitting in that empty space at the beginning, and they'll watch a short video about internet safety. When I was there, they watched Hector's World, which is an Australian video, and then she transitioned over to using the smartboard to remind the kids which parts of the screen are the games and which parts of the screen are the ads. The class has 3 goals that she has posted in her classroom. The first one is to get and use good information to share and create. Her next goal is to read, write, listen, explore, create, and communicate for myself and my school, and to use information and tools in a safe, responsible, and appropriate way. She works to achieve these goals by starting with the basics. She wants them to know how to search for things. She also works so that they're able to troubleshoot their own basic problems. If they don't have sound, she has a process of, is the headphone volume on? Is the volume on the computer on? She just works to educate them so that they're able to solve their own problems. And Mrs. Vetter also creates websites. When I said that she uses a smartboard, this is one of the things she uses it for. She goes to the Rapid City Area Schools website for the General Beadle School, and if you hover over 4 students, then you can scroll down and click on the grade. If you click, then you have to start over. And each of these sites is a compilation of age-appropriate websites for the kids. She creates this so that there's a place where they can go and have safe games to play. There's also the staff websites tab, and within that, Mrs. Vetter actually has created her own website as well, just as another way to interact with parents and students. The next visit that I went to was a little bit different. I went to the Wall Community Library, and these are a couple of photos of the library. The top one is Miss Teresa and some of the kids at story time on Friday, and the bottom is their nonfiction section in a little alcove. The population in Wall is about 800 people. There are about 12,000 library items. Many of them are actually in storage and not in the collection actively right now. On average, the Wall Community Library sees 60 to 65 people per week. Ms. Teresa did want to note that in the summer they do see more people than they do in the winter because of how big tourism is in this area. There is 1 library and 1 volunteer usually, and they run the whole library. It is open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, And one interesting thing about the Wall Community Library is they don't have physical library cards. So in order to access anything online, Miss Teresa has to physically write the card number down for them on a sheet of paper so that they have it. As far as technology goes, there are 3 patron computers, which are just in the back over here, and 1 staff computer. And then there's free Wi-Fi that gets utilized a lot by people in the summer, she said, traveling through. Right now, there is no technology replacement plan. The past plan has been that they would get things donated, and based on the donations, they would phase things out. Miss Teresa is trying to start budgeting for technology costs just because, since it is just her, some of the older equipment to diagnose problems and fix it is going to be costly eventually. Wall is part of Koha and the Black Hills Library Consortium. There are many libraries in this, including Rapid City Public Library. What happens with the consortium is we're able to borrow items from each other. One of the rules is that we only loan items that were acquired more than 6 months ago. And the thing about Wall is that Miss Teresa does live in Rapid City, so she goes to the DeVroe Library at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology and picks up the items going to Wall, and then she acts as their own courier. There are 54 miles between Wall and Rapid City, so if it's not Miss Teresa, they may have to reevaluate how that system works, just because as of right now, she's also the courier. Comparing and contrasting the two, on the left-hand side is a picture of the library at General Beetle. The General Beetle Library does have a partnership with the Rapid City Public Library, so there are items in there which belong to Rapid City, but the deal is that the students are able to check out the public library books during school time with their school cards. And on the right-hand side is the Wall Public Library. Just a couple of differences. General Beetle, there are 500 students in the school, and they are required to attend media class and library class 1 hour per week, which is 36 hours per year for each class. The Wall Community Library is a town of 800. They are only open 19 hours per week, which is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They have book club just once a month and story time only once a week. So these are very different sizes, but they both strive to achieve similar goals. They both work to help advance the literacy of their patrons, as well as help their patrons find any information that they find helpful.